Everyone loves a bit of the summer sun. We know what to do to keep ourselves cool and what to do if we get too much, but what about our piggies? With the growing number of extreme heat waves we're experiencing, summer can be a dangerous time for your guinea pigs, so it's best to be prepared. I want to point out that I'm not a vet, and if you have any questions or worries about your guinea pig's care, please contact your exotic vet for advice. Guinea pigs hide any signs of illness or distress, so it's important to be vigilant about any symptoms that you do notice. If you're in any doubt of signs you see in your guinea pig's health and behaviour, please take them to get checked out. It's better to be overly cautious and take them to a vet appointment to find out nothing's wrong than to be too late for them to get better. Being too warm can be dangerous for your piggies as it can cause heat exhaustion and even heat stroke. This is when your guinea pig's body temperature is far too high for them, which can cause some serious damage as their body begins to overheat. A good temperature range for your guinea pigs is between 18 and 23 degrees Celsius. When temperatures begin to reach 26 degrees, they can become at risk of heat stroke, which can be fatal. At first, your guinea pig just won't seem like their normal self and will seem slower, weaker and more lethargic. They'll also lose their appetite. Guinea pigs need to eat pretty much constantly, so a guinea pig who is not happily munching on their favourite veg or hay is a sure sign that something is wrong. As the heat stroke progresses, you might notice much more rapid breathing than normal, and they may also start panting. They can begin to drool and lay slumped on their side or flat on their belly. They might also appear to be agitated, restless or confused. In extreme cases, they can actually begin to convulse and have seizures. If you pick them up to check them out and notice that they're hot to touch and are not wriggling around as much as they normally would, you'll need to do something to cool them down. Firstly, immediately get them away from the hot area and into a cooler spot. Don't submerge them in a cold bath. This might seem like the best thing to do, but this can be a shock to their system and cause cardiac arrest. It's best to cool them down gradually to protect their heart. You can do this by loosely wrapping their body in a cool damp towel, drip cool water onto their ears and down their body, trying to get as much onto their skin as possible. You can also stick their feet in some cool water as well and let them stand in it for a little bit if they're able. You can also try offering hydrating veggies like cucumber, but be aware if your guinea pig is suffering badly, they may not want to eat. Don't try to force them to eat or drink using a syringe, as they may refuse to swallow and then they can choke. If the recovery methods are working, you'll start to see them gradually perk back up again. You should then carefully stop trying to cool them down as much, as you don't want to overshoot and actually make them too cold. If the recovery methods are not working, you will need to immediately seek veterinary care. Even if your guinea pig seems to be back to normal, it is still important to call the vet and get your piggies seen as quickly as possible to get them checked out. On the way to the vet, just make sure that they're not going to get too hot again. Put them in the biggest carrier you can to let the air flow through, and don't add in too many fleecy items for them to burrow in. Keep the aircon on in the car and then keep them out of the sun. You can add in a frozen water bottle to keep the carrier cool, just make sure that you don't overcompensate and make it too cold for them. All guinea pigs prefer cooler weather, however some are more susceptible to heat stress than others. Longer-haired breeds and overweight guinea pigs will be much warmer than their short-haired friends, as their hair and size locks in the heat. It's best to give them a haircut over the summer if you can. Older or very young guinea pigs have a harder time regulating their body temperatures due to their size or becoming frailer as they age. Pregnant guinea pigs are also very sensitive to heat stress, and it can be extremely dangerous for them if they stop eating. Firstly, make sure their setup is kept out of direct sunlight and as much shade as possible, and make sure they have constant access to fresh water that's changed regularly. They should also be kept away from any heat sources like radiators, and if you feel their space is too warm, move their setup to a cooler spot in the house if possible, or even have their floor time in a cooler space. If you're lucky enough to have aircon in the house, switch that on. If not, use a fan. Just make sure that it's in a spot that circulates cool air around the room, and don't aim it directly at their cage. My previous video has a detailed list on different ways to keep your guinea pigs cool in the summertime, but for now, here's a quick list. You can add in a frozen bottle of water wrapped in a towel or a sock to their cage, and you can also add in chilled ceramic tiles or fleeces. Just make sure that it's not too cold for them. Adding in damp cloths can help cool the air around them, and you can also give them a wipe down to dampen their fur, but never give them a cold bath. If you keep your guinea pigs outside, consider bringing them indoors if possible, if your summers are too hot for them. If you can't, create extra shade for them with parasols and make sure the hutch is well ventilated. So I hope this video helped you learn how to prevent heat stroke over the summertime and what to do if a crisis happens. Remember that if in doubt, please contact the vet. If you've got any other summer heat advice for piggies, please let me know in the comments below. See ya!